Hello everyone and welcome to a scrapbook layout share where today I'm going to go through what I have created using the Everyday You and Me scrapbooking workshop. Now there are two different product lines if you're looking at this collection and the papers feel familiar to you. There is the Everyday Happiness Designer Series paper that you can purchase on its own, and you can also purchase the pattern paper with a sticker sheet as well. And you might have seen a video that I did recently using the Everyday Happiness paper with a stick sheet and a little bit of stamping where I created 10 layouts and I wrote a scrapbooking guide for it, a full cutting guide to get 5 double page spreads out of 1 packet of paper. I will put a link to that video below just in case you haven't seen it. Today's video is a little bit different. It's using the same designer series paper but packaged a little bit differently. So in the scrapbooking workshop kit, you receive the designer series paper and some exclusive printed papers that you can't get any other way. Plus you also get some die cuts, you get the full sticker sheet, and you get this great guide for cutting everything. You are buying a kit to make 3 double page spreads as per the cutting guide. Everything is here for you and you can follow everything along as per the instructions and make these exact layouts. You might already see just from what I've got underneath this little guide here that I have created something with a little point of difference. But what I have done is gone through and followed the cutting guide exactly as instructed to make my layouts. I was going to make up these pages exactly as designed, just like I did with the Reindeer Memories scrapbooking workshop guide that Stampin Up put out, but I did tweak this one a little bit. But the tweaks I've done are mainly with the reversing of paper and maybe taking some of the papers away so that I can stretch this kit to more than just 3 double page spreads to 5 double page spreads. I love the design of this paper so much. I really wanted to have as many layouts as I could using it. Now the point of difference between purchasing a scrapbook workshop kit and just purchasing the designer series paper is that with the scrapbook workshop kit you get some bonus extras. In this particular one there are some exclusive die cuts. This is one of them here. Some of them are printed. You'll see as I flip through this you've got a lovely die cut, a rather large one here. I have changed this layout up a little bit. The leaves that you can see here, they're also die cut pieces. You also get these fabulous laser cut chipboard style pieces that are fabulous for accents. And there is a technique involved with this scrapbook workshop where we do a little bit of ink blending onto these die cut pieces. And I have done that. You can see here, these are a little bit darker than the actual pieces here. You can use a blending brush or a blending tool and inked it up, and I've used espresso ink and made some of these areas a little bit darker. I will show you what I've got left over at the end. I'll just show you this. I've got this off to the side right here. These are the die cut pieces that I have left from this sheet here. So all the florals, I haven't used those at all, but I can put those onto a card or onto another page layout. And I'm going to show you what paper I've got left over. There are some little floral elements in here when it comes to these little sprigs and these laser cut pieces. But I haven't used any of these floral pieces and I haven't used any sides of the paper that has the floral on them. So let's have a look at the points of difference that I've made with the first 3 double page spreads, and then I'll show you the 2 extra double page spreads that I've created and stretched this kit even further. This side is basically the same as the layout here. The only thing that I have done differently is that I have moved these little banner pieces in closer together and I have notched the edges. Now these were all stickers. There is a little floral element here, but I think it does tie in quite nicely with the other stickers that are on here. And you can see I've added in some more of those laser cut pieces. And then when it came to the other side, I didn't really want to have this gingham check print as the main piece here like this. So I just simply turned it over and used the reverse side, and I liked that a whole lot better. But then when it came to putting down these pieces, I didn't want to bring in this floral paper. So I did have to change the design of this a little bit, because when I turned the floral paper over, this is what's on the other side, and I had the stripes going in different orientations. So that meant I just had to change my photo positions and also follow the positions of these pieces here, because otherwise I would have had this pattern running across like this and then this one going up and down like that. It just did not work for me, so I did change this up a little bit. And that's the beauty of getting a scrapbook workshop kit. You can follow it along exactly as planned. It was just my personal choice to flip this paper over, and once I did that, I wanted to bring in a little bit of this gingham into the page, and I had some pieces and I've used that gingham here just to accent those so that there is gingham on this side and gingham on this side, or it might be a plaid pattern, whichever way you want to look at it. That meant that I did change up the sticker placements and also the die cut placements as well, but I really love how this looks. And you can see I've inked the edges of all of these pieces, and for this one I've used Early Espresso to ink the edges of all the papers and some of the sticker and die cut elements. And you can see I've got little dots on here. I went through all of my dots and I decided that the ones that fitted the best were the pecan pie and clear ribboned adhesive back dots. These were brought out last year around Christmas time and I absolutely love them. You can see I haven't got very many of the pecan pie ones left, but I think they work in really well with the Everyday Happiness papers. I'm going to have to order myself another packet of these. I have used these quite a lot. So let's move on to layout 2, and this is where a big point of difference came in with the actual layout itself. So I'm just going to hold this up closer to the camera, or maybe I'll just flip over to the actual instruction page. So you can see with the instructions, once you've done all of your cutting, you get a nice large photo of the actual layout, and then you have where they've increased the opacity of this so that you know the exact measurements if you want to follow along with this perfectly. Now the main thing that I've done with this is take away this pattern paper here. This is one of my favorite pattern papers in the pack, and I wanted to create another double page spread with the pattern papers from this layout. So I've taken that away. This is the specialty paper. You can only get that within this kit. So I've basically left these two areas here the same. And then what I've done is I've actually gutted out the middle of the section for the base pieces from the Pretty Peacock, and that enabled me to put a large photo mat here. So that's the point of difference on this one, as well as the placing of the photos and the embellishments. So this one, I have changed it up quite a bit. Just going to turn this over so you can see the other side here. I stripped most of this away, and then I've got some of the stickers and die cut pieces, and I've put those around for what I wanted for this page. So this is a pretty big change from the actual layout, but I did follow the cutting guide exactly. But I'm really happy with how this one has turned out. And when the photos go on here, they're really going to shine. Now, one thing that I want to point out with this are these tiny little pieces here at the top and the bottoms of these 3 photo holders. These are actually stickers. So when a sticker sheet is printed, sometimes when you peel off the actual sticker itself, you get this overprinting here. And these ones are from a full 12-inch strip sticker, and I have just cut along the edge to get that overprinting piece and then trimmed it off, and then I've just stuck that down and cut that with my scissors to match the tops and the bottoms of these photo placeholders. So that's a way to stretch your stickers even further. One thing you can do with your die cut pieces when you've got some circle shapes is to cut them in half, and that will extend their purpose. Rather than having a whole circle tucked underneath here, I've just cut that in half, put one edge here and one up against this photo, and that stretches the circle elements. And the sticker sheet that comes with this pack, that's all I've used for my titles. I haven't stamped or created any other titles for these. I was able to do it all with what was provided in the kit. So with layout 3, this is another one of the specialty papers that you get with this kit. And then you'll see that I've got this decorative edge piece here. Now this is for layout 3. You can see what they've done for this one is use the outside piece of the die cut here, and then the inside piece goes on to the next page. So I'll just flip that over so you can see. So that would be the full die cut piece of that going on to the left page. But I wanted to customize it a little bit. So I have just cut that die cut piece in half and then put it on each edge. And then I've taken the pieces that I have cut for layout 3, and I've constructed the page somewhat similarly to what the actual design is. So with the papers, I've got the strips going across here. I've used the die cut flowers that were on the right page, but instead of putting them across like this, I've tucked them in and around the photos, and I've cut one of them in half just to spread that out a little bit. I've put the journaling sort of box over onto the left page here, and then I've used another sticker from the pack as another title on the page. So a little bit of a tweak with cutting that large die cut piece up, and the photo mats here are the same as what is in the layout here. Now this one I haven't inked up the edges, and I didn't do it on layout 2 either. I was at a workshop when I was doing that and I didn't have my blending tools with me, but I still think it looks quite good without the inked edges. So now we're going to go on to the layouts that I've done that have extended this scrapbook workshop kit from 3 double page layouts to 5 double page layouts. So this was the piece of paper that was on layout 2 that I decided not to put on there. I'm just going to go back to that one. And that's that piece here. So that one has gone onto this piece. I had some leftover pieces that I was able to cut little border strips from. And then I had another leftover piece that I could put over onto the right page. There was some of this paper left over as well. So I have just cut a piece to match that, so that it will continue down and match this side. You don't have to have exactly the same piece of pattern paper running right across the page at the same height. You can do a little bit of paper piecing and make things fit up and tie it all in together. There was one other piece of that I was able to use as another strip across here. So this side has a little bit of a patchwork feel, and this side has the more solid piece. But to bring the patchwork elements in over to this side, I used some leftover strips here as some anchoring pieces for my photos. And this is another one of those little sticker strip overage pieces that I've just used to finish off to bring a little blue element onto these strips, these rectangle strips that were left over. This is another sticker strip that I have put onto here, and then I've put the other piece over onto this side. So these two were left over from a previous layout. We didn't use the whole 12-inch strip, and I've been able to use it on this layout here. Now I've inked all the edges of these ones with pecan pie. Some of my die cut pieces have been inked with the early espresso, and I've left some as the raw material because I haven't inked the whole entire piece of these. I've just gone in from the base up a little bit and left the tips of these in the raw color. And these dots are the same as the pecan pie and clear ribboned adhesive back dots. I've just used the clear ones on this for a more softer feel. And then with the sticker elements, I've created a little journal box here so that my journaling can go on here. And now I've got layout 5. So I had rather a large section of this paper left over and some off-cut pieces, and I've created a double page spread here with this one. Now there is a little bit of a seam going here because I was going to extend this over to this side, but then I decided I would just join that back up to my left page to give a larger piece here. I had some of the Lost Lagoon left over. The only cardstock that I have brought in to extend this kit are the white bases for layouts 4 and 5, and I've brought in some cardstock for the mats for these particular photos here. This page doesn't have a large title as such, but I don't think it needs it because I've got these sticker strips here, and these work really well for titles. And I've made a little tag here for my journaling, and with these hearts here, these ones were open hearts, so I have put them over top of scrap pieces of this paper and then cut the excess away so that they have filled elements so that they're not completely see-through when they go onto my project. Anytime there are little rectangle strips in stickers and things like that, they work just like washi tape, and you can just tuck them under photos. And the edging pieces of these are stickers as well. These were actually wider, so I've cut each of them in half so that I can finish off the left and the right edges of these pages. So I'm just going to bring these back in and quickly talk to you about them again. There is nothing additional brought in regards to stamping. So if you don't want to do stamping on a page at all and you want everything to be provided for you, the Scrapbook Workshop kits that Stampin' Up are putting out now are really fabulous. You can get all of these done quite quickly and quite easily without any stamping. Everything is in there for you. There is an added technique with this one with regard to inking up the edges of the papers, and that just elevates it a little bit. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to do it, and you get some fabulous pages from one kit. And I really love what I've created with this. So I'm just going to bring in what I've got got left over of the paper. So you can see this is the specialty paper that came with that kit. I have a rectangle here and some strips, and I'm thinking that I'm going to bring in these die cut pieces and stickers that I didn't use and create a couple of cards with them. I've got one strip of this gorgeous paper here and some other little pieces. I've basically kept everything so that I can show you what I've got left over after creating these 10 layouts or 5 double page spreads. And then I've just got some pretty peacock cardstock left over because this kit comes with cardstock as well. So all of the photo mats and everything that you see on these pages, you will get the cardstock to create these and the base pages as well. So I am pretty pleased with just the few items that I've got left over. I really think I've made maximum use of this kit, and I love having 10 layouts here ready for my photos and my journaling. I have some beach photos, I have some family gathering photos, and then one of the ladies was looking at this the other day and she thought this would be really good for winter photos as well. I think this is a very versatile collection with regard to what photo subjects you can use it for. I will, as always, have links to everything that I have used in the description below, and I'm really excited about what Scrapbook Workshop Kits Stampin' Up have in store for us in the future. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, happy crafting and bye for now.